hours, 31 minutes. Monday, October 15, 2018. Values. The reason the creator touched me and like in the spirit, because I had a discern for people. I remember growing up just watching people do the things they do. I mentioned this before, but being more detailed now about it. And also I wonder why. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing what we say we want to do? Why are we allowed to do what we want to do? I learned very soon and fast. We are not controlled. We are not slaves. We're not robots. But you can have be put into that trance of feeling like you are. As I spoke about fitting in the last live and recording I have, and it was about change. This one was about values. What are values? What makes us the people, the person we are? And we got to truly think about this. And I'm talking about it because I always heard great speeches. Like I don't need to recite what Malcolm X said and Martin Luther King, but what we have went away. They didn't bring it up, but they said it in so many words. It's like one of them was value. How do we value our own self? I always speak on self, but truly think about how do you value yourself? I don't mean realistic way. I don't mean in some how you want to say it, some way of what people think about you. What do you think about yourself? And like go deeper. Now we gonna go deeper. We gonna always say people always say I might sound deeper or it might sound deep, but no, it's like it's on the surface, but it's inside of you. It's who you are. That's the part you always want to touch first before you touch anything else. Because you have to first, okay, you have to first be fair with yourself. You first have to be honest. You both have to respect like values. Remember, I joined the Marine Corps, and we always say honor, courage, commitment. Them are some great values. Value, effort. What efforts do you put out there? We also say you want to see change. We want to see this happen. What are the efforts being put forth? It's like no longer. And the reason I wanted to start reaching the people in the community and unity, it's like this is not being said anymore. I hear a great motivation speech, but it's like, well, for me, I get it. What about the person that don't even value themselves yet? So that's going over. That's like that's going upon deaf ears because first they have to get to themselves first before any type of motivation begins. It begins with self. Any type of movement, it begins with self. Any type of like love, stature, high esteem, trust, honesty begins with self. Secure, it begins with self. It don't begin with no one else. But we are trapped in this illusionist trance of that I don't need help. I don't need no, but it's not true because if you own a business, somebody got to be a client or a customer. So how are you doing this on your own? So we're gonna get back to the, I spoke upon this before. Like I am very baffled. Like I'm confused by people. I don't have no understanding of what they say because their logic of practicality is wrong. It's wrong to me because you keep saying one thing, but you're doing the opposite. So that's if you're gonna say one thing and do the opposite, that's wrong. That's not correct. That's not right. That's not accurate. That's not straightforward. That's not honesty. And a lot of values that we make up is part of our ethics and our morals. I meant to name this morals, but I got stuck in values because we take value as a price. If you think about it, we call it warfare, welfare, pay attention, rate, grade, level, mark, point. And you could think of some other words that go strictly to some type of monetary, like an income, a dividends. It's like a money. it revolves. Like everything revolves around everything, and we keep somehow trying to ignore one thing that is needed to get to another, and then we wonder why we are falling short. We're missing the mark. We're not going to level up. Every Think about when you move up. Imagine people that's moving up without knowledge of their position. They're going to have a very hard time in their position. You know why? You want to know why? Because when they wasn't at a different level, they didn't learn. So you start off at entry level or beginner. What did you learn? Not only that you learn, once you learn your job at beginner, it's still easy. It's not hard. So, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. It's going to be another level one day you might want to go to. Now, the next level, a person is doing a procedures or a requirement that you're not required to do. Do you not think that you should not learn that part? You want to be in that position one day. So I used to see in healthcare, I wanted to be an RN or LP. I wanted to be an RN, but there's, let's say all the LPNs was around me. I'm still going to learn, like, wow, what is she doing? Oh, what's that called? Oh, they named the narcotic or the drug or the medication that they're using. Okay, I know what that is. When a person come in, I never seen, like, wow, I never seen a person that had the surgery with the ostomy, and I watched them put the bag on. I was like, I don't have to be qualified yet to watch. And I spoke about if you own, like, this is a moral, it's a value, part of your morals and ethics too. If you know, like for me, I have no problem if I'm trying to do, like, a lot of things I do forget when I do it. So, like, just come with me. Like, what does it take to be a CNA? Well, and that's how I explain on what I know. Let's talk about CNA, and I'm talking about other careers. Somebody is a young man, like, I want to be a certified nurse assistant. He like, what are all the, when I was talking to my friend, she was like, what program? I was like, you saying the word program, you mean what schooling? What information do he need? What do he have to do? I was like, she was like, yes. I was like, you was confusing me. She was like, oh, so I had called her and told her that. Like, she was texting. So to be there under the nursing field, just nursing, you can be a personal care aide, PCA, a HHA, a home health aide, a CNA, a certified nurse assistant. You can be a LPN licensed practitioner nurse. You can be a registered nurse, a RN. You get your bachelor's of nursing, BSN, or you can be a physician or a PA, a physician assistant. So those are all of fields of nursing, but that don't limit you in the healthcare field. Because to each position, there's another spot you're gonna learn. Like as a PCA, yes, you're gonna learn 24 skills, but you're gonna not learn all the same information as a certified because you don't need that information. Because you're not even it depends on the facility you at or what you're doing, you're not going to change a wound. So I don't need to learn a registered nurse skill for changing a wound. But what I'm going to do is still need to learn how to care for the person properly. If I'm going to be in their home, I'm a health aide, personal care aide, or a CNA. I'm the first person that sees the person before is the nurse. The nurse might just come around and was like, what do they need? I have to understand, okay, I see her first. Okay, is her back red? Is her skin smooth? Does she look hydrated? Does she drink enough water? Did I mark down all the information that I did with this person? So when the registered nurse or LPN look at her documentation, that is important because they know what to do. Oh, you haven't had a bowel movement in 3 days. What is the reason? Now they check. Oh, you haven't been drinking water. I don't have to give you some milk of magnesia or what you call that. You inserted it. Can't think of it right now. I don't have to do that today because drink some water first. Then you drink. Oh, you're drinking water, and then your water goes down. It got to come out the bladder, and they're gonna start pushing. Like, oh, see, and that's all you needed was. Now they documented. All they needed was water, so they was dehydrated. They didn't have enough water, and this person never had that problem before. So this is not. So long as you can understand that, and that's what we do more in values. So I keep going to morals and ethics because morals and ethics are part of the values. Ethics and morals are part of the values. Values and morals are part of ethics. Ethics and values are part of the morals. But still, within value, what do you value first? If you don't value that, you need to know this information. Why would you want to move to a so you want to get better pay, you want a better grade, you want a raise? Well, you don't know an information you have not even established. We talked about being perfect. You hadn't even perfected the information you know to get better. Are you understanding? And that's what people don't get. Well, I don't value this enough. So what you think you're going to get out of it? If I don't value this enough to pet respect, and one of them is I don't value your judgment. So if that nurse don't value my judgment, well, go right ahead. You do all the work. Do what I just did, then do your part of the job. See how you work together. I value teamwork. If I work 3 to 11, I expect 7 to 3 to at least cover the part within range. That's another one, range of their practice. What the scope of practice. So when I go check the documents too, before I relay information, just like when the shift change, you gotta relay information. What changed? If nothing really changed, oh hi, how you later? See you later. When I go in, I read the report. I don't have to get information from but if you sort of saying like, well, Mr. Such and such, Mrs. Jane Doe, Mr. John Doe, he's having problems or she's having problems with such and such. Oh, okay, I understand. Then when they relay the information, my nurse in charge of the side or the certain part of the floor can relay that information. Like, okay, and I'll relay that to her too as well. And we be on the same page. That's why values to me is important. And it's good to start guiding and challenging children on values. What's more important? You spending this dollar on candy and chips, even as a child, or you're going to go on a field trip at the end of the week. And just say the child has $1. And I'll ask the child, what would you rather do? Spend this money now or have some money? So when you're on that trip, you can have that trip. You can have chips and candy on the trip too. Because later on, it might not be the same way. Might not be provided the same way. You might not have the same opportunity. See, a child will understand that. But if you guide and show them from day one, instead of being so angry about what you didn't know, you show them what you know now. It's critical thinking. And you can solve a problem. And it's not to show out. It's to make the child aware. Well, I know you're gonna ask me for money later because you're gonna go somewhere. You're gonna want to have you might want to have like, oh wow, if I had an extra dollar, I could have got more. I could have got that the hot dog with the chips. But it's only for a time being. It's a trip. They're not going forever. Then if something do happen, wow, I do got an extra dollar now. See what I'm saying? So it's like we got to put that in practicality in our children too. We got to think that in our mind as well as an adult. As you grow and you learn different things, and I valued a lot of things that I was never even taught. I value family. I never had the mother and father there the whole life. I value marriage, but not in the terms of the world marriage. Marriage can be, I'm going to use this word today, blessing, because it can go for good or for bad. I'm not talking about the vows. I'm not talking about what the world tell you marriage is. I mean, if someone valued it a certain way already, why are you in a rush to get married? That's not a marriage is not an icing on the cake. It's not a note on your life to say you're better, but that's your religion. I'm just talking about for me and value and people that just look at value of what is the value of this marriage? What is the value of relate before your marriage? How did he court? How did he court you? What have you done for him to show him that you're qualified for his wife? And those go into play. And if you cannot value that, marriage mean nothing. Now that's when I look at it. Well, me spiritually, marriage mean more than just somebody living in my house and a partner, somebody that just had relations with, somebody that just had sex with, somebody that just had this. Like you look at relationships now, and the value of abstinent and celibacy is not even thought about. It's not even thought about. People don't think about like if a man is used to certain things coming to him and the other man is not. See, and that moral and ethics come in with these values. What do he value? Do he value more that okay? That's why I never cheated on a woman or myself. I lied about it, but the value I was like I was never going to do it. I'm not because I don't see myself laying down with one woman and then later on that day or in a short time frame laying down with another woman. That's cheating. And I made a commitment to one woman. The other woman, most likely, you may have made two commitments, but then one commitment is a lie. So if one is a lie, they're both a lie. That's what I value. I don't lie to me is a lie. You can't lie one way, then don't say the other way is a lie. And I take back the statements. Like we gotta get away of mind damaging statements. I know I'm not the best, but I know I wasn't the worst. Wait, hold up. I know I wasn't the best, but I know I'm not the worst. That's a mind destroying statement. All I can say is, for me, I done my best. That's all I can do. That don't destroy your mind. That don't take away nothing that you done for that person or with that person and about you. That says a lot. I know I do. Well, if you an a-hole to her, and people don't understand when some like, well, he cheated because she ain't demand nothing. I say that as well, but I say at the same time, I look at myself first. I'm not worried about if a woman do not fit my core values. Now there's core values. Let's get into that. Of what I need, no. I dated a woman that didn't discipline her daughter. She had two daughters. I can't be with you. If after a while you can't see how important discipline is, because you thinking discipline is miraculously going to happen by age because they're getting older. But how would that happen later when you didn't do it at the low level? The low level mean they was at the beginning stages of their life. Now at the higher stages as they mature and they maturate, you telling me you didn't discipline them. I ain't just talking about a whooping. I'm not just talking about taking things away. I'm talking about just disciplining is showing them like showing that child, such as if you do this, this is going to happen. That's what you value. But if you don't do that, or if you have this type of, why would I be grateful for? I'm grateful for you, but you don't show that back. And I like showed you. I'm doing this because I love you, and I want you to have it because I didn't have it. I'm showing you this because I didn't get shown this information. I'm saying that because I want to guide you for you to know yourself. I don't want you to listen to me. I want you to hear me, apply it, and you choose. That's the challenge. That's the guiding. I don't have no decision in your decision making. But I hope you understand in your decision making is your fault and your responsibility don't matter what happens. But you are, and your parent, as a parent, you are of importance. That's what I value, a parent's importance. So the core value, discipline is one for me. That's very, very important. Important. The important transfer and moving on, important it and taking it to a better direction for me better. So another core value for me is respect. You cannot be with someone if you don't. This is mine. You can have integrity. You can have dignity. Well, that's more of a value for yourself, but then a core value to you. You can have integrity, honesty, truth, kindness, strength, more like, and then you got the morals and ethics. We be sticking on the values. The core value is respect. If you can't respect everyone, you kind of damaging. Now think about it. You say, I respect those who respect me. No, I respect everyone. I respect the 45th president. I don't care. That's his personal life. He's affected me indirectly and directly, but that don't mean I don't have to respect him because I know he's not a dummy. I know he's not a zombie. I know he's not stupid. We might be all those things, but I know at the same time, I was like, if I speak and he's standing near me and he's listening to me, I know some respect has to be maintained to even listen to someone or to allow someone to speak near you. So when people are like, well, and I had it like, and I was dating the lady, the Elizabeth lady. She's saying respect don't matter. She kept talking about how a man was with his wife. His wife didn't respect him by going to the family. And when you ask her, you do it, cool. But I say, please, can you not go to your family? Can we and you talk this out? Really had talked this out. I don't want to harm you or hurt you. I married you for a reason. It's between me and you. That marriage became what I value. I valued you. I didn't value. I value you. You came from your mother and father, and your family was very. I'm very grateful for your family, but I came with for you. I didn't marry your mother and aunt. And if we can't have respect of each other, like conversation towards one another, and then try to work it out, they're not wise counsel. So I don't. Your aunt don't need to hear about our information. She don't need to come to our house. Is she our wise counsel? Is she coming in to be like, hold on, your 3 ring court, you took the ring off your court and you're not using your center. I don't have to say, hey, you should listen to your husband. I don't have to say that unless you really truly need to hear that. That's not very respectful of him. We just talking about that just for a second. We're not talking about all other things that can be having a problems on or why these small little micro little things going on in a relationship is causing a larger problem or making it a problem. It's the beginning. What do you value? I'll value your voice. So if you value my voice, that means you would take into account. Like I need to maybe I do need to stop going to my mother first. We just spoke about what we spoke of before. This is new to us because we didn't grow up together. We wasn't nurtured the same way. Grew up in different households. Not even nurtured. We just different demographics. You might from a different city or a state, another country. Your family didn't grow up the same way. You was raised a little different. The things you was allowed, like so, I would not expect for no person is going to 100% agree on 100% everything. We're not going to disagree. We're gonna, and I don't feel like if you value togetherness, you would never disagree. That's for me. You don't have to see it that way. I don't disagree with you. We're just not understanding the same way. It's very important that we never disagree because disagree causes wrath. It causes separation and division. Let's come together to understand one each other full of knowledge. Not some grand knowledge. It don't have to be deep. I don't like this because of this. The other person got to come to and say, well, I got to throw me out of it. No longer, your view is no longer important. This is very hurt. This is a serious matter because when it's serious, you working for a company and they say you cannot come to work late. They dock your pay. What you think will happen if your wife say, this really hurts me? And what you think when it's going to be taken away? Her, the element and substance of love is going to start, it's going to stay there, but it's not going to be strong. It's going to be like a beacon. As close you get closer to the beacon, the noise rise, the sound get brighter. But the farther you get away, it get dimmer. It don't go away. It just get dimmer. I still can see it. I'm still there. It's still in my presence, but it's just not as strong unless there's obstacles in the way. So now you got to start looking like, okay, what can I do? You got to be the best you at all times. You have to see this through. And that's what the core is. That's the end of you, inside of you, the end. The end of you. Ooh, ooh. Think about the word end. END. I remember watching Looney Tunes at the end of each episode. It was 5, 6 episode within a half an hour, maybe it was more. Because then, if it was an hour long episode, like titled here it is, titled within other small little snippets and skits within that episode. Let's say it was a half an hour. It was Looney Tunes. We had Tom and Jerry. We had Roadrunner. We had Bugs Bunny with Elmer Fudd, or Bugs Bunny with Daffy Duck. Daffy Duck ended up meeting Elmer Fudd. They started incorporating all the characters more and more. Samity Sam, the fox with the skunk that thought that was the cat. So many different characters within that episode. Or Tom and Jerry with the lady, incorporated the lady. It was so many characters in the episode. When that episode went off, you was like, wow, that episode incorporated everything. So when the core values, or you're gonna value a lot of things, you have to incorporate everything. You leave one thing out, you're gonna have a problem, and you got to do it a lot. It's like now, unless you're gonna just now, what do you value? Now you pick out. Now next episode you watch, like only saying all Tom and Jerry. So now they just featured just Tom and Jerry because they got feedback. Now Tom and Jerry is what everybody enjoy. Everybody enjoy Tom and Jerry. So that's the feedback they got. So they was like, no, we still want to see Elmer Fudd, Bugs Bunny, and Daffy Duck, and a Roadrunner Coyote Fox. Then all right, next episode they feature everybody again. The next one, like, oh, we want to see more of the Roadrunner. So they just feature the Roadrunner, but they're not leaving everybody out. And if you think about life, that's how you should do the values. I'm not leaving out trust because I'm working on honesty, and in honesty there is trust. And there is trust, there's honesty. Start thinking of that way. What can I do to make it better? Now, if you're making it better, it's going to who first? The core, you, the end. The end begin with you. That sounds funny, don't it? But what I say unto one, I say unto all. It's your choice, your path, your journey. And I hope all these are really helping someone out there. Thank you for listening. And thank yourself for being yourself. Give you a pat on your back. Give you a hug. Give you a kiss. Love yourself. Rest to all the souls, all my family members that was lost through violence or natural death. However, rest their souls. I wear my hood because I know social justice, social issues is not talked about because the homes are missing fathers, they're missing mothers, they're missing the village. The village is not there. I want us to see us get back within community unity, the making of us all. But I know in my community, the people that look like me, we are so divided and separated, man and woman, children and boys and girls. Like, what it take? I know what it's gonna take. It's gonna be the hard way. And I'm gonna have to be a certain way. When everything starts getting hard, I'm 35. I'm 35. The economy is about to change for me for the better. It's gonna be better for me. But for you, what is gonna be? It's gonna be better for me because I'm already free. I'm not bonded, I'm not binded by nothing that's on this earth. Nothing on this earth can tell me what to do. Not one thing. I live my life the way I want. And it's not in some YOLO life. I know I can die right now naturally or through violence. So I don't play that I don't sit there and do all that crazy stuff. I'm enjoying my life. I get to do this. I don't use it, well, somebody out there that can't do it. It's not even that. I get to do this. I one day know people get to do it because they get to see me do it. And being earnest, that's a value for me, being earnest, your honesty, your earnesty, who you are, being strong within. I trust in the creator, but right now he gave me the power and the ability. I'm taking it. What I know how I'm giving my all, I'm giving my best. Can you do that? Can you say the same thing? I don't mean throw away your degree and your material. That's why values to me is more important than $10 million. Unless you offer 10 million under a value. Somebody say, "Well, I'm offering you 10 because this is not being taught." I know what you're gonna do with your 10 million. You're not gonna see me with a. I don't. I respect everybody. I'm not. You can have a gold Lamborghini. I don't want a gold Lamborghini. Like that's not what I'm getting to 10 million. That's not why I want $10 million.